Are you having problems with your onboard battery charger on your bass boat? I'm going to show you what problem I found with mine. I'm going to tell you how I fixed it. Stick around. Hey folks, Keith here at Chicken Thigh Fishing. Welcome aboard and welcome back to the Getting It Done video series. Well, it's fall, it's project time. I got about a dozen projects going on with my boat and my gear right now. Ran out of daylight, so I'm doing some stuff that I can do at the kitchen table tonight. And so tonight's project was working on my Noco Genius onboard battery charger. Now I know this is a very popular unit, so I know I'm not the only one who has one. And I'm willing to bet I'm not the only one who had the problem that I had. So what was happening was, well, a couple of times, a couple of occasions, I ran out of juice on the water. Not fun. And, you plug it in and you tend to forget it. I plug it in for a few hours. I know it's charged. I go out. Well, I wasn't checking it. And turned out it wasn't charging. And so I was getting this voltage light indicator on there. When I looked at it, it was flashing red or orange or something. So it was definitely indicating there was a problem. So anyway, I took it out and I took a look at it. And here's what I found. What I found was they have crappy terminals. The red and black, positive and negative terminals on these are flimsy. Take a look at this. Not good. So one of them was half off and the other three I was just basically able to snap off like nothing, just like that. And they're just crappy terminals. And I'm willing to bet that with the shifting your boat does and maybe your battery shifting a little bit, even if it's in a tray, the pressure that puts on it with the weight of the battery obviously weakened one of my terminals. Couldn't believe it. I mean, they just snapped off in my hand. So, crappy terminals. I was not getting a good connection. It was not charging my battery properly, sometimes not at all. And glad I found that problem. And it's a cheap fix and an easy fix. So, I actually just did it, so I'm not going to be able to do it for you. I didn't think of taking a video when I did it, so I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. So, depending on how many banks you have, this is a 2-bank charger. So for each bank, you're going to have a positive and a negative. And in this case, this one I just broke was on here. So all I did was using some very simple tools. I snipped off the bad broken ones, or the bad about to be broken ones, and I put on some new ones. And so it's simply a matter of, it's basic electrical work. Anybody can do it. Just taking the end of the wire and stripping off a 1/2 inch of the sheathing on the wire and getting yourself nice heavy duty weatherproof heat shrink terminal like this. Stick that on there. And I put a piece of extra, heat shrink tubing on here to put over that to give it some extra protection and some extra strength. Put that on the wire. You crimp it down with your tool. Apply some heat to it. Heat shrink it down. Then slide the heat shrink tubing over the end of the terminal. Apply some heat to that. Shrink that down. Now you have a solid terminal. And these actually have a better surface area. I got one with more surface area than the one here, so you get better contact, and it's certainly not this flat flimsy one that came with it. So all in all, it took me about 10 minutes to replace all the terminals. I have a 2-bank charger, like I said, so I took and I replaced both sets of terminals. 2 of them were broken. One of them, well, One of them was broken, two of them were about to break, and the other one I just snapped off because it felt good. Terminals. You got to have them to charge your battery. So if you're having problems with your Noco Genius charger charging your battery properly, you're running out of juice on the water, check your terminals. They may look fine because at first glance, mine looked absolutely fine. And then when I took that one, I just went bink and it popped right off. So this is one of those things that I would say, do it before you need to do it. Find out the hard way. I would take it out, put some good terminals on it to begin with, and that way you won't have to deal with losing power like I did on the water. Hey, I hope this video was a help to you if you're having problems with your onboard battery charger. We will see you next time. Until then, stay fishing, my friends.